Okay. I This is the next step in preparing a sourdough loaf. I just washed my hands, and after using the mixer, remember I mixed it till it got a good loaf, and then I let it rest for 30 minutes. Did the mixer again for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Let it rest another 30 minutes. Did it again. Another 30 minutes. Did it again. And then I removed it. I removed the mixer bowl from the mixer, put the paper towel and covered it with a paper plate to let it rise. Let's move this off to the side. And this is uh, the result. It rose a little bit. Um, and now I'm going to pull it out um, of the bowl. And I'm going to turn this down so you can see what I'm doing on this particular surface. Um, this is the surface I use to prepare my, uh, it's just like an old cafeteria tray that I got from a flea market, and it's been very useful. Here's my dough. Getting everything out of it. Okay, almost got it all. And I will work with this, just kind of stretch it, knead it. Uh, this is the whole dough. You want to stretch it. Uh, See, it's pretty easy to work with. I've got a good ratio. The 100 grams of sourdough starter, 10 grams of salt, 275 grams of water, and 500 grams of uh, flour. 500 grams of flour. It makes uh, a pretty good dough. I've done it in the past. Some videos that you see, they recommend a little more moisture, but it's real difficult to work with when it's real moist. So I'm just kind of stretching it. Here you can see I'm just kind of pulling. This is another way I do it besides the this type of stretch, especially when I cut it in half. Let's make it into a ball, not really a ball, kind of a just a loaf. Make it a loaf like that. I'm gonna cut it in half, or it doesn't have to be half. I mean, I've got a bigger pot, so um, let's see which one looks bigger. This one looks a little bigger than this one, so I'll use the small one. In the smaller, I use a Dutch oven. It's got a lid. The um, it comes out pretty good in these Dutch ovens. So you can see I'm just kind of turning it and stretching it, turning it and stretching it, turning it and stretching it repeatedly. And then we're going to form it into a little mound. like this. And I've got parchment paper inside the Dutch ovens. I use parchment paper. You can use oil or some kind of spray if you want. I like using parchment paper. Um, okay, let's put that one in there. And now we don't need this anymore. Let's get this one and start working on this one. Just kind of stretch. Now let me just say that this is, if you watch videos they make this artisan sourdough loaf. What they slice it across, and that's not my loaf. That's not what I make. You'll see what I have. I don't bake it to where it's a hard crust on the outside, but what I come up with, I take it to family gatherings and uh, share it with friends and stuff. And I've never had any complaints. People seem to like my sourdough. I cook it pretty lightly. It doesn't have a hard shell. It has a soft top. It's not a very good shape for making sandwiches or anything like that, but it's very tasty. I like having it for breakfast. I keep it in the refrigerator. Once it's baked, of course, the first day I love having it with butter and maybe a little bit of jelly or honey or something like that when it's nice and hot. After that, I refrigerate it, and when I'm ready to have some, I just cut a little slice out of the loaf, warm it in the microwave for 15 to 20 seconds, depending on how much I cut off. And I put olive oil in the cup, and I just dip the slices of bread in the olive oil, and put it put this one in the Dutch oven. Let me see if I can show um, what it looks like. Let's see. There's the small one, and that's the bigger one. Now, what I'm gonna do, uh, I'm gonna put these together and cover them, cover them with a towel, and let them sit overnight. Uh, but I'm gonna let them sit overnight in the oven. So let me do that. Um, I had the lids here already in the oven. So I take the small one, take the large one, and take the towel, and I just cover them. Cover them. Um, so you can see they're in the oven. Um, and that's how they're gonna sit overnight. I probably won't bake these till noon or noon, 1, 2, something like that. Uh, right now it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, 12:52. And if from the first video it was about this time, it was like 12:28 after midnight when I first started the dough. So you can see it's a lengthy process, uh, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay, tomorrow I'll continue. I'll take them out, show you how I put it in the oven, and uh, what I do to bake my bread, and I'll show you how it comes out. Okay, thank you.